The name of this movie is The Curse of Bridge Hollow 2022. The movie starts by showing a family in which there were 3 people are shown. A girl whose name was Sydney and her parents. These people were leaving their city and going to shift to a town. It means they will stay there from now on. The name of this town was Bridge Hollow. Now her parents were happy with this, but Sydney was not happy because she did not want to leave her city. So she keeps arguing with her parents about this. As soon as they enter the town, Sydney is very happy to see the environment there. Because Halloween was near, the people of the town had decorated their houses, in which there were puppets like humans, zombies, and decorations of different things which looked very nice. Halloween is actually a festival in which people dress up in different ways and roam. It means by wearing different kinds of clothes and masks on their faces. Along with that, they also decorate their houses. After this, these people reach their homes. Coming here, Sydney asks her parents, "Will we celebrate Halloween this time? Will we decorate our houses like these people?" To which her parents refuses by saying, "No, we will be busy and shifting, and we won't have time." Now the real thing here was that Sydney's dad did not like to celebrate Halloween at all. Neither did he, nor did he let anyone celebrate this festival in his house. Now her dad met one of his neighbors, who tells him, "Will you help me in decorating Halloween?" But he clearly refuses and comes inside the house with his family. Then at night, Sydney's mom and dad were arranging the things their houses. Here her dad got emotional after seeing a picture of the whole family and tells his wife that Sydney is changing day by day. She is not like before. Hearing this, his wife explains that the thing is, so it is obvious that there is a change in her. So how can she be like before? Now you should also give your daughter some time. She needs our care and a little bit of independence. Now, Sydney's dad hears carefully her words. The next day, the whole family takes their car to visit this town, from where people were busy in preparations for Halloween. When they stopped at one place, they also met the town's mayor, who tells them the story of a strange man, Jack. She tells them that many years ago in this town, Bridge Hollow, there used to be a man named Jack Hollow. The town people got tired of his misbehavior and actions, tied him with a rope and killed him. When Jack went to hell, the devil felt very bad for him. He wanted to help him, so he gave a pumpkin to Jack from the fire of hell, which is Jack's house. It means he is imprisoned in it. Now people believe that one day Jack will come back to the Bridge Hollow to take revenge from the people here. Now, Sydney and her mom like this story, and they consider this true as well. But her dad does not like this story, and neither does he believe in these useless things. So he tells Sydney to come with me to see the whole town. But Sydney does not go with him and goes alone to visit this whole town and see it. While roaming the streets of this town, she sees the Bridge Hollow's graveyard. As soon as she sees it, she goes inside it because she liked all these things a lot. From a house in the graveyard, she starts hearing a lot. Then as soon as she goes near it, 3 children come out from inside. Seeing them, Sydney started talking to them. They tell about them. Sydney finds out that these people believe in ghosts, and to find them, they often used to go to such places. Now, when these people find out that Sydney is shifting to that new house, they are very surprised. Then seeing their surprise, she asks, "What happened to you people? What is this in our house?" Then they take Sydney to a woman's statue and tell that this statue is of the oldest woman in this town. First of all, she came to this town. She used to believe in ghosts. She was very good at black magic and its antidote. She had such a power that she used to talk to these ghosts. And we were shocked to hear the name of your house, because the death of this old woman was in your house. So everyone believes that her soul is still in that house. After hearing all this, Sydney does not get scared. Instead, she gets a smile on her face because she was happy with this that, apart from boring things, there will be something new in the house. The children were quite shocked at her smile. They say, "Okay, if you are not afraid, then you talk to the soul of that woman." After hearing this, Sydney comes home and tries to talk to the soul of that old woman through a black magic board. Then immediately the door of her room opened on its own. Seeing this, she got a little scared, but she got up and came out of her door. She sees that the door of the storeroom is also opening on its own. As soon as she went inside, she found an album there, which had a lot of pictures. She saw that the door of the storeroom closes on its own. This scared Sydney, and in a hurry, as soon as she turned back, a wooden wall broke due to a stick falling there. When she peeped inside it, she saw something there. That's why she breaks the whole wooden wall. She sees that there is a wooden box inside. She takes it out of there and brings it out. There were some words and numbers written on this box. As soon as she opens the box, a pumpkin comes out of it. After seeing this, Sydney starts smiling. Maybe she was thinking about the story of Jack, which the mayor had told. That too, the devil had made it a pumpkin. But after this, she comes and tells all this to her mom and dad. But her dad does not believe these things as usual. On the contrary, he scolds her. She gets angry and goes to her room. After her leaving, Sydney's mom starts criticizing her dad, that she is your daughter. You shouldn't have said that, this is too wrong. The next day, Sydney's dad goes to a school and meets the principal there because he is a science teacher and he got a job there. Her dad liked the school a lot. He liked the lab a lot, except for the skeleton, because as soon as it fell on him, he started getting scared. Now, the skeleton was not real, but he was very scared. Sydney also get admission in this school, where she meets the 3 children who met her in the graveyard. Sydney becomes friends with the 3 of them, so whatever she did last night and whatever happened to her, she tells them about that too. It means her try to talk to the soul of the old woman, the opening of the door on its own. Now one of the girls tells Sydney that there is going to be a Halloween party tonight. Everyone in the town will come, so you too can come in the dress of Tay Halloween. Well, enjoy a lot, but Sydney refuses to come by saying, I'm sorry I can't come, because according to Halloween, I don't have any clothes. And anyway, my dad doesn't like Halloween at all. He will get angry, but still I will try. Anyway, when her dad goes home from school, he sees a pumpkin lying on the table, and Sydney also comes out from behind. She was wearing Halloween clothes, but because he didn't like Halloween, he started getting angry at her. But ignoring his dad's words, Sydney burns the candle in the pumpkin, due to which she starts seeing red light inside her. Angry at this, her dad extinguishes the candle, but after a while, it burns itself again. And when her dad extinguishes the candle again, this time his hand burns. Now, after extinguishing the candle 4 times, it burns itself, due to which her dad puts the pumpkin in the dustbin. But then suddenly the dustbin starts moving on its own. It was quite fast, and both of them were quite afraid to see this. And then suddenly a red-eyed bat comes out of the dustbin. He flies all around and starts scaring them. He was flying very fast. Sydney's dad breaks a lot of things in the house to send him away, but he wasn't running away at all. He turns upside down, shows his scary eyes, and scares them, and then breaks a window and comes out of it, after which Sydney looks out through the window at that bat, who goes to the decoration of the house in front, that is, to the puppets that were made there, and surprised, he puts his life in all those decorations, after which not only that house, but all the decorations of the house get alive, and then Sydney decides to go out and see, but her dad stops her. She then calls her mom, who had gone to that Halloween party because she had set up a food stall there. Sydney tells her mom, Dad is not letting me go out. You tell me, should I go out? Upon which her mom says, yes daughter, go but with your dad. Now, we see the scary view of the outside world, where all the decorations of the town are coming alive. That includes human puppets, ghosts, zombies, and the skeletons were included. Along with that, they looked quite scary because their eyes were red. When Sydney and her dad come out, they see this scary scene from their eyes. All the decorations of their neighbor have become alive and attack them. After shooting the gun, he was killing them. Later, Sydney takes a shovel to help him. She begins to kill all the zombies one by one. By doing this, she kills all the zombies. Now, when they talk to their neighbor, he says that maybe a spirit has come here, which is very dangerous. I think it is Jack's soul. And in all this, the old woman, who is the expert of black magic, her daughter can help us because she is still alive. After hearing this, Sydney convinces her dad a lot. Finally, when her dad agrees, they go to meet the daughter of the old woman. After meeting the daughter of the old woman, who was also quite old, she tells her childhood story. Because my mom had a lot of faith in black magic, so one day she decided with her friends that by doing a ritual, black magic, they'll end the curse of that man Jack forever. Because after going to hell, he became very dangerous, and whenever he returned, he would cause a lot of destruction. That's when they found out during the ritual that Jack can live in this world forever if he, on the night of Halloween at 12 p.m., changes his soul into someone else's soul and sent it to hell. That is, instead of him, he used someone else's soul, which means it was clear that if he came into this world, he would have destruction. But then somehow my mom did a ritual and trapped Jack's soul in his pumpkin. That is, the pumpkin that the devil of hell had given him. And Sydney, the pumpkin you have is Jack's. Jack's soul has been freed by burning his candle again. That is, the devil of hell comes who is quite big and dangerous. His eyes have also the same red light. There was a weapon in his hand. He makes the decoration of the spider alive and spreads the spiders everywhere. That begins to sting people after getting into their clothes. As a result, there is a great destruction. Seeing the situation, Sydney's dad makes an acid from a liquid. He gives one bottle to Sydney as well. Both the daughter and son kill all the spiders, thereafter sprinkling it everywhere. Both of them were getting happy, and a giant spider comes after opening the door and attacks Sydney. Its size was quite big and its eyes were as red as blood. To save his daughter's life, Sydney's dad, after making the spider run after him, begins to run. After coming to a place, he holds both of his legs to stop it, but the spider traps him. Before it could kill him, Sydney comes and burns the spider. As a result of this fear, the spider runs from there. Later, both of them come out and sit in their car. After a little argument, she convinces her dad. She brings him to the Halloween party of her friends. She tells her friend everything that happened a while ago, the Halloween which became alive, the arrival of the devil, and about the giant spider a friend of Sydney finds on the internet, and tells them about a magical book of the old woman, the book that could help them. It finds out that this book has been already bought by a dealer. He keeps all the old things with him. Her friend remembers that this dealer is present at the same party. Later, everyone goes separately and finds the leader. One of Sydney's friends finds the dealer. He told that he'd sold the book to someone who lives in the next town. During this time, all the Halloween decorations begin to be alive and begin to attack them all. They run from there to save their life, because the decoration of the Joker was behind them and attacked Sydney's dad and was continuously attacking him, but he was escaping every time. They all meet together and decide to go to the next town where the person who bought the book from the dealer lives. Now, they somehow reach the town. When they reached his house, they find out he was no one else but the principal of the Bridge Hollow. When they all ask about the book, he shows them the book and also tells them the way of using it. But he was also telling them, if you want to send away Jack's soul by using this book, you've to call the soul of the old woman. During their conversation, all the skeletons of the house become alive. All the Halloween decorations begin to enter after breaking the windows of the house and attack them all. As soon as they run from them and come to the basement of the house, Sydney has the book in her hands, and when she was running, a skeleton attacks her and she falls down, and the book also falls from her hands. Later, she comes to the basement and asks her dad to fight with them all. From her dad's childhood memories, we learn that why he doesn't like Halloween and he is scared of the skeleton. Actually, her dad was defeated in a bet by his friends and they've sent him to a deserted house. It was said that house was a ghostly house, as I was defeated in the bet, so I had to go there, but my foot was stuck in the wooden floor. To save my foot, I had to break the floor, but suddenly I started falling into it. While falling, I went to the basement of that ghostly house. After going there, I fainted. When I woke up, there were many skeletons around me. Since then, I'm afraid of the skeletons. This is the reason I hate Halloween. That's why I never celebrated. Hearing her dad's words, Sydney calms him down. Dad, you're not a coward. You're brave and can do anything. You can fight with anyone. Hearing to her words, her dad becomes motivated, so he takes a blade machine from nearby. He was killing all the skeletons' bravery by cutting them, whoever was coming his way. He was killing them. Seeing the bravery of her dad, Sydney feels proud of him. She was watching him happily. Her dad also seemed quite peaceful. By doing this, he felt quite peaceful. There was a different happiness on his face. After ending up everything, when they come out, they see that all the Halloween decorations have disappeared. Obviously, they've been alive and sprayed all over the town. Seeing this, Sydney understands that Jack's soul must be doing this all. After that, he must have sent everyone to the Halloween party. They all also begin to come to the party. On the way, Sydney tells them that it will take them a lot of time. Let's pass from the way of the graveyard. This will take us a little path. Agreeing with her, they enter in the graveyard. Sydney, who was already in a deep thought, stops everyone. Looking at her dad, she says to Jack, we need that old lady too, as there is a danger to all the townspeople and my mom. We've to talk to the soul of the old lady. Sydney's dad also agrees, and they all go to the old lady's grave. They try to talk to the old woman by holding each other's hands, as the principal was with them, who knows a little bit magic, so they become successful in calling her soul. After coming here, her soul goes into Sydney's father. After going to him, she begins to talk to everyone. Sydney tells her that I've made a mistake. Jack has been freed by me. First, she becomes angry and then she tells them a magic to send Jack away. After that, she comes to her grave leaving Sydney's dad's body. Her dad becomes normal. Then all the people go to the Halloween party. We see Sydney's mom who settled a stall at the Halloween party, but it didn't go well as much as she thought, so she returns home. There Sydney and her dad come to the Halloween party and see that Jack has made alive the biggest decoration, a pumpkin, and set it on fire. The biggest fear was that his own soul was in it. Sydney tells her dad that there will be 12 a.m. soon, before Jack's soul comes here after sending someone's soul to hell. We've to stop Jack before that. Hearing this, her dad says that Jack, to exchange his soul, will need his pumpkin that is in nowhere else but in our house. Later, we see the scene of their house where Sydney's mom was alone. Jack's pumpkin was there on the table, in which the red light begins to burn. Her mom begins to hear the strange sounds. After a while, Jack's soul comes in front of her. His size was quite big, and he has put the pumpkin on his head. As soon as he comes, he holds Sydney's mom. He becomes afraid and begins to run. At the Halloween party, Sydney and her dad see the mayor's car, in which they sit together. His dad begins to go after starting the car. Then Jack's army comes and stops there. That looks quite scary. Seeing this, her dad gets angry and he after starting the car at full speed and begins to go between them, whoever was coming into his way. He was smashing them. Finally, they get out of there. He also smashes that big spider with his car and ends it too. After coming home, he sees that Sydney's mom is captured by Jack. Sydney wants to save her mom. Her dad stops her and begins to fight with Jack. He captures Sydney's mom's hand because Jack has captured her from the other side, who begins to send her after opening the doors of hell. Now, Sydney's dad remembers the spells told by the old lady, as we know that she was inside him after telling the spells, so the spells were kept inside his mind. While pulling Sydney's mom inside, he begins to read the spells. The whole army of Jack's army begins to move toward Halloween's party to fight with them. All the townspeople were ready after taking their weapons. Now, Sydney's dad somehow completes the spells. As a result, Jack's soul was again imprisoned in that pumpkin. Now, Sydney extinguishes the candle of the pumpkin. As a result, Jack was locked. As soon as he was imprisoned, his army that was a Halloween decoration returned to its original shape. Everything was like before. The next day, Sydney and her dad go to the storeroom to lock the pumpkin of Jack. She keeps it on the box and her dad puts a chemical on it so no one else could burn it alive. Sydney locks it and we see both daughter and the father happy because their relation was now good, which wasn't good before. Sydney's dad begins to sing a song in joy. The film ends with this. Thanks for watching.